All right, welcome back into Indiebnb. On today's episode, we are joined by Tyler Simone of Lesibu Grand. Tyler Simone, how are we today?
I am doing very well. Thank you for the introduction, Grant. And I'm just sitting, hanging out in the car, about to go to a concert, actually. So it's a great day. Monday for the win.
Yeah, Monday show. Who we seeing?
Santi Gold. I don't know if you've listened to her before. She's back in town. She was supposed to do this show last year, but it got rescheduled. So now we're finally having it. But I'm super excited to see her because we actually do a couple of her songs as covers. Our band does.
Oh, nice. Well, speaking of the band, Lesibu Grand, I mean, take us through. It's you and who else? Who's in the band with you?
Yeah, so it's a full band right now. It's me as lead singer, and I do play a little guitar. And then we have our main guitarist, Brian Turner. We have John Renaud on bass. He goes by Hutch, and he's also like the co-founder of our project. And then we have Warren on keys and Lee on drums. So it's full traditional band. Yep.
I love it. Bringing the energy.
Yeah. We just actually had our album release party this past Friday. So we just released our first LP called Triggered. So if you haven't listened to it, you definitely should. It's streaming everywhere. And yeah.
Cool. And it will be linked right below here in the bio. So you'll be able to get to it very easily from this podcast if needed. And it's going to be great. We'll run through some of the songs in the album in a little bit here, but you guys are ATL based. We're ATL based. I mean, I wanted to get into a little bit about the scene and just kind of how this project started. And was it birthed from Atlanta, or was it kind of brought together in different ways? Take me through that.
It was birthed in Atlanta. So as I mentioned, John and I kind of co-founded this project back in 2018, and it actually happened because of another show that we were both at, but we didn't go to the show together. And I had known him previously because my mom actually worked with him for several years. So I knew him growing up, and I knew he was a musician, and I had been a musician all my life. I grew up playing violin. And I always loved to sing, and I always imagined starting a group of some sort, not necessarily a band. But it was definitely something that was always on my mind ever since I was young, to do music as a career, or try to pursue it in a, more serious way, I guess you would say, more than just a hobby. So fast forward several years, we go to the show at the Earl in Atlanta, which I'm sure you've heard of if you're an ATLian.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And also, fun fact, we just had our album release show at the Earl. So it's kind of a full circle moment that we did that. But we ran into each other at the Earl. He was there with his wife, and I was there with one of my friends. And I was like, "Are you John Renaud?" And he's like, "Hey, Jennifer," which is my sister's name, which he just thought I was my sister because he knew of us, but he obviously didn't distinguish who was who. And I was like, "No, Tyler, I've seen you playing in your bands." And he mentioned that he saw me playing in my bands. I was singing background and playing violin for a band at the time. And we just started talking about music at the show. And we were like, what if we did an instrumental, MIA style, project where we got together on some trippy vocals and did a lot of instrumental stuff. And I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. And then I hit him up months later and was like, hey, you remember that idea? Let's get together and do it. And he brought in Brian and Lee. And our old key player at the time was actually a guy named Chris Case. So he was also a part of that. And John kind of brought them in. And then eventually we evolved to what you see now. So yeah,
nice.
That's the origin.
I love that. So this has been a long time coming, 2018. So, I mean, with that, as you guys have progressed and gotten through, how have you guys developed the sound? I mean, where did it start? I mean, that idea of the trippy MIA, did that kind of hold true, or did you guys, the album seems pretty punky, so.
Yeah, no, it evolved to something completely outside of that. We do have jam sessions at practice sometimes that do turn out to be more I guess jam bandish, more so than the punk stuff you hear in some of our songs. But our sound is kind of drawn from multiple things. So like I mentioned, I grew up playing violin. So I learned classical music at a young age. So I feel naturally when I come up with songs, they kind of might have more of a melodic flow to them. But like during my teenage years, I listened to like punk music, or I guess pop punk, like Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, all that. Um, so yeah, my music tastes as I grew up kind of were all over the place. So you kind of hear that in our sound. We kind of go from one sound to another pretty often. And I think that's because we just have so many different backgrounds. That's just my musical background. My bandmates have their own background, which is more steering from like the early 90s and late 80s rock scenes. So you do hear some of that stuff with like Pixie sounding things. And some people say that we kind of sound like Nirvana in some of our songs. So you kind of hear those different waves of like early 90s rock. And then you definitely have the new wave sound, which is like late 70s, early 80s. So it just stems from multiple places. So it kind of has a lot of different tones and sounds.
I love it. I love it. Well, I mean, we'll jump into the album. I mean, Triggered came out, I guess we're taping this on August 26th, but it was 10 days ago on the 16th. So, I mean, within this album, you know, we listened to a few songs, and, you know, obviously We Fucking Suck. That's one that I just, anytime I'm always drawn to something like that, you know, and so
punk.
I enjoyed that track. Like, I mean, it sounded like you were just, it was like you were, from my perspective, it sounds like you were sitting down, telling somebody about like our world. You're talking to kids about our world, and it's like, hey, you know, we kind of fucking suck right now. Like, but
yeah, no.
Talk to me about that song.
So that song was, you know, you hit it right on the head, I guess is what the expression is, where the theme is you're a teacher, or I'm a teacher, telling these kids like what is wrong with the world, and kind of listing out those things and making it very explicit, being like, we let people get murdered, we don't even try because we fucking suck. Like, that's the lyric. Yeah. And at the time when we released it, it was pretty relevant because we had like an election going on. There was, you know, lots going on in the world that could really speak to those things. Like, we had the BLM protests going on at the time. There was a lot of chaos, and now you start to see it resurfacing in 2024, which is sad, but also, you know, it's good that the song kind of gained relevance again, I guess. And so one of my professors, actually, I let her listen to my song, and she had a good response. And I was like, yeah, that's interesting. And maybe we will write a song that's kind of like an answer to the problem. Because it's like, yeah, okay, we fucking suck. So what are we going to do about it? So maybe that is to come. We'll see.
I love that. I love it. We'll get the sequel. We're gonna make it better.
Yeah, we'll try at least.
We'll try. We're trying. I love that. Well, what was interesting about the album, though, there was another song, "Oh Erica," that kind of popped out to me. Like,
I love that song.
You kind of have these, you know, very pop or very punk, like, you know, 155. Like, that was, you know, I think that's how long We Fucking Suck is. So like, you have that length of a song, and then you have kind of more of a ballady feel on "Oh Erica." So like, you know, whenever you're writing these, are you the main writer with the lyrics? Like, how do y'all create something, you know, usually for this project? Like, what's the kind of the process?
So it varies from song to song. Usually it's either myself or John, since we are like the main drivers of the creative process. And so whether it's me coming up with song lyrics that don't really have a melody, or him having like a song with a chorus and no verses, we kind of bring unfinished things to each other and then like complete them together. Whether it's like us sitting in his living room thinking of lyrics, just like saying them out loud and bouncing ideas off of one another. Or on my personal songwriting process, I like to just like play acoustic guitar and just like think of melodies and song lyrics that come to me based on like emotion or an experience. It definitely varies, but with "Oh Erica," that was one that was brought by John, and Erica is actually one of my best friends. We've been friends since I was like 11 years old, and I've introduced her to my bandmates, and so he's gotten to know her, and he wrote a song about her. And, you know, she's a traveler. She loves to travel. So that song is kind of about her taking a journey, and then us missing her and wanting her to, you know, be close and, you know, still fly away and spread her wings, but, you know, never forget us when she's all rich and famous.
I love that. Wow. Well, I mean, you know, my favorite part about doing this is getting to hear the story behind the song, because like very rarely do you get like, you'll get the big songs, whatever, like the pop people get to talk about it, but like I never get to hear, you get to hear it from somebody who wrote it, right? Like, or from the
Yeah.
source. So I love hearing that. Now, for you guys just released this LP, like you did the album release show at the Earl. What is to come for y'all, touring wise, and just kind of what's to come, in the next few months here?
Yeah, so I mean, aspirationally, we would love to tour. I mean, tours cost money, so there's always that as a factor. But
Yeah.
right now, we're just gonna push this album as hard as we can and just like get it as many listens as possible, just so that we can have that capacity to tour. Because the good thing about streaming, while it does have a lot of negatives and things that it needs work on, it does allow musicians to kind of let people hear it, and you just have more ground to cover when you have people listening to you in other countries, other states, across the country, etc. So hopefully that continues to grow and the demand for a tour will increase.
What do you where do you guys want to go? What's on your bucket list?
I would love to go to New York for a show, LA, London. Those are top 3 right now.
I love that. I love it. Well, very cool. Well, as far as like any venues, I mean, where's this Antigold show tonight? Any venues around Atlanta you want to play?
Yeah, so it's actually at Buckhead Theater. So she's playing here tonight, and Atlanta venues. I feel like I've played. I mean, the Earl is like one of the best rock venues, but like for a grander scale and like dream come true, maybe like Tabernacle. I don't know. I've always liked seeing shows at the Tabernacle because they're big, but it's not like so big where you can't really get like intimate feelings from the performance. So Tabernacle would be cool.
Nice. We love that. We'll look for it. We're speaking it into existence right now, getting it out in the world. Gotta get it out in the world. You can't just stay locked in the thoughts.
True.
Well, very cool. I mean, love that we've got, a local, kind of presence here. Like, anywhere that you guys, have you guys played other shows as this band? Like, where have y'all played the Earl the most, or where are some of the places you guys have played in the past?
So we've played 529, which is also in East Atlanta.
Yeah.
We've played Smith's Old Bar. We've done a few festivals. So we did Afropunk, which was Afropunk Atlanta. We've done South by Southwest a couple of times. We've done Halloween, which is in Swanee, Florida. So those are outside of Georgia. But what else in Georgia? We've done Porch Fest. That was actually one of our first shows. I feel like I'm leaving out a venue probably, but yeah, we've done a few of them multiple times. So
you guys have made the Atlanta rounds. I love it. Halloween, that's an interesting experience. Like what was that like? I mean, did y'all camp and do the whole thing?
Yeah, so we did the bougie camping. Oh no, I think I lost you.
Oh, you're good. You're still on.
Okay, good. So it just, your face froze. So I was wondering, but yeah, so we did like glamping and did RVs. So we didn't have a tent, but we did do like, there were people everywhere around us with tents. We stayed there for like the whole weekend. I guess it was like 3 days, 4 nights, or vice versa. And it was very interesting. It reminded me of Skull Island, which is like the Scooby-Doo movie. I don't know if you ever watched that growing up.
But is that the live action one that's pretty terrifying? Like
Freddie Prinze Jr. and a whole bunch of other people. But yeah, the live action one. And I'm like, am I on Skull Island right now? Because it kind of felt like that. But it was super fun.
Love that. I mean, for the set, like, did y'all play like, the main stage, or what was the kind of the layout?
But we did wear pink Power Ranger outfits, which was really cool. We all dressed up like the pink Power Ranger. So I don't know if you've seen the Hot Glue Gun video with my pink Power Ranger outfit. That was kind of like the inspiration behind that. And then so my whole band dressed up with pink Power Ranger clothes, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was looking at one of the Spotify videos. I can't remember which song it was, but like you were like dressed as like, it was almost like you were doing like the Jetsons or something like that. Like
that's exactly what we were doing. So I guess we weren't, because copyright infringement. So we were doing, they're calling me Janet Jackson, which I don't know if that's racial or not, but I'll take it in a positive way. But we are playing off of the Jetsons, the TV show. So I go to outer space and am trying to be a dictator to this anarchist robot, Rosie the Robot Riveter.
God, I love that. I love it. Well, let's get into, a little Pete Peterson here, party pack of questions, wrap it up here in a nice little bow. This would be a quick one. Pete Peterson's party pack of questions, 20 questions right in a row. Okay. We're going to start off hot here with cake or pie.
Oh, God.
Tyler Simone.
Cake.
She's caking it up. Love it. All right. Salad or soup?
Soup. Definitely.
Okay. All right. Sunrise or sunset? What are you seeing more of these days?
Oh, wow. That's hard, but I'll go sunrise.
Sunrise. Would you rather hit a home run or score a touchdown?
I'm a football girly. My dad was a football player, so I'm going to go touchdown.
All right. Let's go. Night in or night out? What are you having more of these days?
Well, I'm having a little bit of both, but I prefer nights in.
Nights in. Okay. When you do go out, though, and your jam comes on, are you more likely to hit the robot or the worm on the dance floor?
Definitely robot. It's more sanitary.
All right. When you go to your favorite Tex-Mex spot, maybe Muchacho, maybe somewhere down in the EAV area, are you more of a guac or queso person?
Ooh, I'm definitely order the trio and get the salsa too. But if I had to choose, I would say queso with jalapenos.
All right, queso with jalapenos. I love it. Waffles or pancakes?
I would definitely waffles.
Waffles, we love that. Coffee or tea with your waffle?
Oh no. Okay, coffee with the waffle. I say oh no because I love tea and I love coffee equally. It's hard to choose, but I'm gonna go coffee with the waffle, but I actually choose tea.
Tea. Okay. All right. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Okay. All right. Do you identify more as a ninja or a pirate?
Ooh, I'm gonna go ninja.
Ninja. Okay.
Definitely.
Through the night, swift.
Yeah.
Gatorade or Powerade?
It used to be Gatorade, but then I swapped. I became a bandwagoner for Powerade because I feel like they started making good flavors.
I like it. All right. The people of Coke will be very excited that Atlanta band loves Powerade. Let's go.
Right. I think that's what it was too. I lived here long enough where I was like, yeah, no, it's got to be.
Got to be Powerade. All right. Chips or pretzels?
Ooh, chips.
Chips. All right. Toast or bagels?
Bagels.
Bagels. All right. Fries or tots? Fries.
I'd so.
After a long day, you're unwinding with a TV show or a movie?
Ooh. It depends on the day. If it's a weekday, TV show because it's quick. And then if it's a weekend, movie all day.
Okay. All right. We love that. Are aliens real?
Yes. Because isn't that what we call immigrants?
Good point. No one's ever taken it that way. I like it.
I'm super literal and super logical.
Is Bigfoot real? This is a literal and illogical question.
I have not seen Bigfoot, but I've heard stories. So I'm going to say possibly.
Okay. All right. Is love at first sight real?
I think so. Yes.
You think so? I love that. All right. And give us two bands that we ought to check out that we might not know. Maybe some locals, maybe some people, wherever you want to go with this. Two bands we might not know that we ought to check out.
Ooh, okay. So I'll shout out some Atlanta bands. So one is The Paradox. They're doing really well. Actually, I saw them at a house show and their lead singer is really good and the band is really awesome. The Paradox. And the second band, oh no, this is hard. I feel like I should choose Over Anna. I also saw them at a house show and they were really good too. Lead singer Anna is an amazing vocalist. Her voice is beautiful, like Haley Williams level.
Wow. All right. Over Anna, OVERANNA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. I love that. All right. We got the Paradox and Over Anna. We'll have to check them out and we'll reach out to them. We need to reach out to them and tell them you sent us. Yeah. And we'll go from there. But Tyler Simone, appreciate you taking the time, before your concert. You're going to have so much fun tonight at the old Buckhead Theater. Everyone go check out Lesibu Grand. Listen to Triggered. It's going to be right here in the description below. Listen to, We Fucking Suck, Not Sweet Enough. Let's listen to, Oh Erica. Let's get in there and really dive in. Let's get him some streams so we can get him on the tour. I mean, that's what we need. I mean, we need to get them to New York, LA, and London. I mean, that's the goal. So
nice.
Well,
I
we appreciate
that. That's so nice of you to say, and ditto everything you just said. I
awesome.
second the motion.
I love it. Well, you guys take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Hopefully, we'll do this one for another one for whenever you guys come up with another EP and album and everything.
Totally. Thank you so much for having me, and I'll let the band know you said hello.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace.